everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. Today I'm going to do a tutorial for the hooded eyes using the Naked Basics palette from Urban Decay. I've had this palette for a couple of years now and I can't believe that I've never done a tutorial with this palette. It's one of my favorites. It's really a go-to palette that I use not every day, but at least once a week I find myself reaching for this palette. And if I'm going on a trip, this is one of the ones that I will usually take with me because it's just so versatile. So if you didn't watch my other video in which I explained that I have not had eyelid surgery, this is the kind of look that when I do this eyeshadow in a video, a lot of people comment and say, have you had your eyelids done? And the answer is no, I haven't had my eyelids done. I just have on an eyeshadow look today that makes it look like I've had my eyelids done. So you can do this basic look in all kinds of different colors with all kinds of different palettes, but it usually gives you the same effect. So it's a beautiful effect. I love it. It's one of my go-to looks. This is a little darker than I would usually wear for a day look, but still it's great, and I think that it really does help to minimize the look of the hooded eyes. So let's get started with the tutorial. All right, the first product I'm going to use is Maybelline Color Tattoo Metal in Barely Branded, a metallic-y flesh tone. And I'm going to apply this with a brush. I'm just going to take that and put it on my lid pretty much from my natural crease, which is an actual crease, it's that crease, and just a little bit above the crease. Because for today's eye look, I want the lid to be a little bit sparkly, but not overly so. And I find these metal color tattoos to be quite sparkly. So since this is going to be just a day wear, and I don't wear a lot of sparkle here, I'm going to tone this down. And you just want to bring a little bit of that into the inner corner just to add a little bit of lightness there. And then using the same brush and MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, I'm just going to prime the upper lid above where I put on the color tattoo. My goal is to have my actual moving part of my eyelid stand out and the non-moving part of my lid, which is where the hood is, recede. So making that matte and that sparkly already is making that effect happen a little bit. Okay, and the rest of this eye look is going to be all Naked Basics palette. First thing that you need is a nice soft shadow brush. This is also from the It Cosmetics kit. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the second color, the yellowy one called Foxy. Tap it off. Wow, look at all that. And just put that right on the actual movable part of the lid. And where this is matte and we're putting it over a shimmer, that's going to tone the shimmer way down, but it's still going to be a little bit visible through. And you want to bring that up above the crease. So that's where the lightness is going to be. And if that is not quite light enough, you can add a little bit of the first color, which is Venus, at the inner corner. Now using a smaller brush, I'm going to get a little more Venus for right underneath my brow bone. Just put that on there ever so lightly. And then using another It Cosmetics, this is the crease blending brush, I'm going to use the fourth color here, which is called Naked 2. And that is going to be my sort of all over the lid above the crease. I'm going to take this and just start right above the crease, kind of at the highest point that you want it to be, and just circle that around and then blend it to the left and to the right. Okay, so next I'm going to use this dark brown color here called Faint and my Chikuhodo Z10 brush. And I'm just going to dip into that one. And then I'm just going to create the outer V using very very soft strokes at first, and I'm just pretty much going to draw that on. This brush is so nice because the tip is so soft. You can just use the very lightest touch to just draw that right on where you want it. Okay, and we're going up high here above the crease, so keeping that lightness intact. All right, and now we're just going to take a blending brush. My favorite is the Sonia Kashuk blending crease brush, and without dragging it over into the white and down into the white, we're just going to blend that up and out. So it just makes a nice soft, almost creating kind of like a shadow effect. And remember to always keep the eyeshadow at the corner, limited between the outer corner of your eye and the outer corner of your eyebrow, so that you're not dragging your eye down. You want it to create the effect of lifting the corner of your eye up, and that helps you look a little bit younger and more awake. All right, so just to deepen this up a little bit, I'm going to use the black color from here and the same Chikuhodo brush, because I just want the tiniest bit of this. And this one, as far as the blacks go, is fairly opaque. So I'm just going to take this and draw it just the tiniest bit along my lash line, and then just give it a little kind of flick up towards my eyebrow, just to deepen that outer corner, just the tiniest bit. I don't really want it to be a lot of black, but the brown color is kind of a very greeny brown for me. I don't think it works that well with my skin tone, so I always like to tone it down a little bit with a little bit of the black and make it a little grayer. So then I'm just going to take that same blending brush and just blend that across the eyelid and then blend that up, because we don't want a hard line like it was when I first put it on. I just want it to kind of temper that brown and make it ever so slightly more gray. And I'll just put a little bit up in here. But I don't want this to come out really dark and smoky. And then just blending that in so it sort of... And I'm finding it to be just a little bit too sort of dark and smoky up high, so I'm just going to take the first brush that I used with the lighter powder, and I'm not going to dip it back in. I'm just going to use the remaining powder that's on here and just kind of gently add a little more of the lighter color up here and blend that all out so it's more subtle and a little less dark and smoky. All right, because you know from where I live, this is quite an eye look. If I go to lunch with my girlfriends, they'll be like, "Yeah, what do you have on your face?" You know, it looks good on video. It's great for night. It's great for many parts of the country. So for the lower lashes, I always use the same thing. Sorry if I'm getting boring, but I always use this little silver Wet n Wild pencil. I've had this thing forever. I haven't seen it in the stores, but I know you can still get it online. But I like to have this be sort of bright and sparkly down here, and I do need to buy a new one. Maybe something in the yellow tone that would be like kind of a match for that. So I just line my lower waterline of the lower lid with that. And then for the upper lid, I'm going to be using Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes, and this is in the color 21L. It is just a shimmery medium gray. And you're just going to work that right into where you put the black, and then just wing it out a little bit at the corner, not a ton. And then just do a little bit at the outer corner just to kind of connect those two. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I have a heated eyelash curler. This is by Salon Perfect. So you just run this through from the base to the tips. And hold it in place, then bend the eyelashes back and hold it in place. And then mascara, I'm going to use my favorite CoverGirl Clump Crusher. This This really doesn't offer a lot as far as length or thickness, but what I love about it is it stays put. It does not come off during the day. It doesn't flake, it doesn't run, it doesn't smudge. It is just about the only mascara I've found that doesn't do all those nasty things. And just to finish off the look, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit with the IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better. And this is a universal color brow pencil. And I just do really light strokes, being conscious of not trying to go all the way down to the skin. I don't want to press the pencil so far down that it gets, that I can feel like I'm pressing it into my skin. I just do it lightly over the surface so I feel like I'm just getting the hair, and then just take the spoolie end and comb that through. Alright, so there's a completed eye look. I'm just going to add some lip gloss. This is Tarte Lip Surgence in Lovely. I think that'll go nicely with this sweater today. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope that you'll give it a try with your hooded eyes, because while it might take a little bit of practice, you can get it right. Because believe me, a year and a half ago, I did not know how to do makeup like this. I was completely lame. I would try, I would get the black all over the place. It was a nightmare. But with a little bit of trial and error and a lot of practice, I have managed to get it right. And if you happen to make a mistake, I just did a video last week that might help you. I'll post the link here and also below that can help you fix your makeup mistakes without washing off your whole face of makeup and going back and starting from scratch. Because even if you end up with, you know, black all over your eyes, you can fix it without starting over. So take a look at that video if you feel like it. So as always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.